Are you looking for urban, creative, intellectual, and socially forward LGBTQ media? The new National Youth Pride Services Network provides more than 1,000 live and on-demand hours of programming from and around the world on several platforms simultaneously, including YouTube, Periscope, radio, Apple TV, and Chromecast. With original programs from NYPS, the fastest growing Black LGBTQ movement in the U.S., as well as from other amazing producers, you are sure to find something you like each and every day. For your free subscription, visit www.nypsnetwork.com today.
Good evening, everybody. Hi, how are you all today? I just want to welcome you all to Monday Nights with Dannie Stewart, and I am your host, Dannie Stewart. And tonight we will be talking about fitness, wellness, all things that have to do with keeping your body right, maintaining your health. And I have here a certified wellness coach here at FAMU. You want to introduce yourself?
I guess so, since we're not going to do it. My name is Henley, and I work in the Office of Student Health Services on campus. Like I told you, certified wellness coach and personal trainer. And that's pretty much it. Is there anything else I need to say?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
But yes, Randy, good friend of mine who works here at FAMU. Like he said, he's a wellness coach, and I couldn't think of anybody better to give some real professional advice on wellness because I'm not a wellness coach. I go running, I do my push-ups and stuff like that at home. I have yet to get a gym membership. I really don't see the incentive behind it, so maybe he may convince me to get one today. I don't know. But anyway, tonight we're going to talk about wellness. I'm just going to ask him a few questions and, try and get some advice for some of you all who may be trying to get your body right or, figure out what it is that you need to do to maintain overall wellness and health. So, first, could you explain to everyone what wellness or physical fitness is and what health is?
Okay. Wellness is the overall encompassing package of health beyond the physical. Health is a physical attribute. It's measured in numbers. How much you weigh, how far out of range you are, how much stress that's putting on your heart and your body, that's health. Wellness is your health and how it affects your physical and metaphysical being. How much stress is putting on your heart, yes, but also how much stress is putting on you mentally, how much stress is putting on you emotionally, how well you are emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, all of those come into wellness instead of just physical health.
Okay.
Anybody can look good, healthy, six-pack, nice body, you look good, you look healthy. You may not actually be healthy, but you look healthy. And your mind may be screwed.
This is true.
So you're not well at all.
This is true. Which goes into what I've been saying. May is Mental Health Month, so I hope that you all are practicing healthy practices for maintaining your mental health, your emotional well-being, your spirituality, balancing all of that stuff out. But that's, off the topic. Tonight we're trying to focus on the physical being. So, Randy, because you are a wellness coach and a physical trainer, what are some basic tips before I get into some of the intricate things? What are some basic tips that you can give everyone for maintaining overall wellness and health?
We'll go with health because health is a lot easier than wellness.
Okay.
It's a whole lot easier, actually.
Well, we'll go with health.
For maintaining overall health, pay attention to what you put into your body. Treat your body just like a car. We all know cars come in different categories, different ranges.
That's
The
true.
better the car, the better you have to treat it, or the more expensive it'll be when it breaks down, or you have to replace it. You don't get to replace your body. You don't even get to replace body parts. Well, you can get hips and knees and stuff, but those aren't real.
Yeah.
At any rate, treat your body the way that you would treat a fine, maybe Italian car like a Ferrari or Porsche or something. Give it good quality fuel, rest, go get checked up on a regular basis. Like guys don't go to the doctor ever at all.
That's
Or
true.
unless it's broken, and it's usually gonna be if their penis
That's
is
true.
broken,
Usually when
they'll go
it's
to the doctor.
or it's too late.
It's way
And
too
it's
late.
something that's
It's
very
way
and
too
that's
late.
something that I was actually reading an article about that compared men to women. And it really shows like hard statistics in which prove that men are least likely to go to the doctor, especially African American men.
Always.
And when there is some sort of symptom that could signify something very serious, they rather go for the over-the-counter treatment or say, "Oh, it's not that serious; it'll be okay," or whatever it is. So that's actually true. That's
Oh, they love to
sad
find out.
stereotype,
Well,
but it's
let me
true.
call my mom.
Yeah,
Your mom can't fix everything.
she can't.
She can talk
And
you through. Like I had a situation. I called my mom, like, but I called her after I left the doctor. I was like, you know, I was gonna call you yesterday because I was about to cry.
oh Lord,
I'm grown, real
oh
grown.
Lord.
I'm about to cry. Something wasn't feeling right. I had to go to the doctor. So, what you got? Who you sleeping with?
Ooh,
Mommy. But you know that's how they go.
that's how
My
Big
mom
Boss
would think
is.
you call mom and say something wrong, she gonna think something wrong with your penis.
That's how my
Either your
grandma
penis or your
is.
stomach.
And for me, my thing is with her, she already tells me if you out there doing something, you need to wrap it up. So if I ever go home and I talk to her about anything irregular going on down there, she gonna put down whatever she got in her hand. She gonna stop and look at me and put her hand on the hip like this, and just I'll be like, I
You're
don't
not
even want
even
to have that
going
talk.
down
I
that
don't even
road.
set myself up to have that talk. So I know exactly what you mean. But yes, that is true. Men do have an issue, and well, that's the
You,
psychological
like I'm saying, you
background.
have to treat your body just like a car. You know, you have to get an oil change of your car every 3,000. Some cars
Five
are,
thousand.
and some cars, depending on how much you pay for the car,
Yeah.
13, 20,000 miles,
Hmm.
somewhere in that range. But you have to get it done regularly.
Hmm.
You have to go get your car checked out. Anytime it makes a noise, you get scared. Like if you hear a noise in your car, you turn the radio down, you drop all the windows come down. What's in my car? If your body makes a noise, if your body makes a fluid, go get it checked. If you're
Something
not having
irregular.
regular bowel movements, go get it checked.
That's true. Okay, so I've been seeing some people that post about eating whatever it is that they want to eat, and they still maintain a very healthy body, or they look like everything's pretty much going good. So could you explain the importance of diet? Because I know it's really, really important, but of course, I haven't been trained in all of this. So, explain the importance of diet when
Okay.
it comes down to overall health.
You ever seen a BMW that's falling apart? It looks great, but it's sitting on the side of the road.
Yeah.
That's diet. There are a lot of people that look really, really, really good. I'm talking about 8-pack abs, legs on point, chest, shoulders, everything that you think that you want to look like for the summer, they look like that. They go get blood work done. Numbers look like hell because they're taking all these different supplements and they're doing all these different things. And they're like, I eat whatever I want to eat. Yeah, you eat whatever you want to eat, but you poisoning your body. You look good right now. I remember I was in the hospital for 7 days because I looked good, but what I was putting in my body was killing me. So a lot of people look good, but it ain't good for them.
So that tells you all diet is very important.
Watch
Very,
what
very,
you put
very
into your
important.
body. You, on occasion, treat yourself to what you want to eat. I have a problem with cheesecake. Anybody that knows me knows
And
cheesecake is my problem. It's actually a real problem. But I can't eat that on a regular basis. I know that because if I want the body, then I have to make the sacrifices to get the body. So I can't have cheesecake. I can't have French fries every day, and it works out. So I don't have to take cheat codes like supplements and not quite steroids, but they're pretty much steroids that a lot of people are taking.
Yeah.
And pre-workout, which I think is the devil. Anything that makes your face tingle is probably something you shouldn't be mixing. You never tried pre-workout before?
Okay, can you break that down for me? Because you just hit me with something I wasn't. See, I'm not really into the supplements and all that other stuff that people take. I walk past that stuff like it's the devil. I really
It
do
pretty
because
much is.
I don't. I don't believe that building muscle comes from some type of powder. And this isn't to offend anybody out there that believes it. I don't want you all to be touched about it. But my personal belief is if you're going to build muscle and you're going to work on muscle, it's not going to come overnight. And if it does, it's not real. And whatever it is that you are using that's going to help stimulate that muscle growth, you're going to have to continue to use it, or everything that you've built is going to fall apart. And then I know that there are some dangerous side effects to some of that stuff. So
The
that
thing is,
pre-workout thing.
just like people see some of the girls on Instagram, they're like, oh, she's an Instagram model. She's giving advice about bodies and she does waist trainings and has surgery and stuff. There are guys that are giving you advice about
That's true.
how to get your body better, and they're taking supplement. You look at some of their supplement stacks. A stack is basically 4, 5, sometimes 6 and 7 different supplements that this person takes every single day. I do HIV testing. I watch my patients take their AIDS medications. I have people with full-blown AIDS that don't take as much shit as some of these people are taking. I say shit on here. They don't take
That's
as,
what I
they
was
don't
going
take
to
as
say,
much
but
stuff as some of
I
these people are
mean,
taking to maintain a body that is really not being maintained. Like when I told you I went to the hospital 7 days, I was only taking protein powder, and then a couple times I tried pre-workout. Pre-workout is this thing where it's basically like caffeine on crack, and it gives you this super energy that makes you feel like you're invincible. Some people call it the kick. It's where you take the pre-workout on your way to the gym, and then you actually feel your body kick. Like you get jittery, you start shaking. Sometimes your face may tingle, and it tells you this on the package, but nobody reads the package because they want that feeling because it helps you to get through a harder workout. But what you're doing is telling your body it doesn't matter what pain you're in because I don't feel it anyway.
so it's like initiating or facilitating artificially that runner's high that you get
Yes.
without even going through any. Okay, I get it now.
So
Certain
that
thing you have to break it down for me, but I get that.
so if you
That's
see
scary.
guys going around in the gym and they're just geeking,
That's scary. Oh my God.
and
See,
then
there's
some
a
of these
lot
people
of stuff
take
in the
this
world I just don't
every
know.
day, sometimes 2 times a day for every workout. Like if you need that, then are you really doing it or is the supplement doing it?
Yeah,
And then the reality is your body does not process that stuff that fast.
it doesn't.
I when I got sick, it was because the protein powder was stuck in my kidneys. Your body cannot process that much protein that quickly. So my kidneys were backed up. By the time I made it to the emergency room, my kidneys had shut down. So they were like, what are you taking? What are you doing? Are you on any drugs? No, I'm not on any drugs. What are you talking about? They're like, your kidneys stop, your liver is stopping. What are you doing? So I had to tell them I take protein powder pretty regularly, and every now and then I'll try pre-workout. They're like, do not ever do that shit again, ever. I haven't done it in over a year. My body is finally coming back to where I want it, and it took some time to do it because I had been so used to, oh, I take this protein powder, it keeps me full, keeps me from eating other stuff, and it helps me to grow muscle faster. But at what cost?
That's true. That's true.
So don't take cheat codes. Cheat codes don't ever work.
Yeah. And then even with the pre-workout thing, now that I'm processing it, and this is, most of you all know, I'm a psychology student. So from a psychological background, I was actually reading about um, some of the somatic symptoms that you get, and somatic means a physical manifestation of something that goes on mentally. So if you have a problem with like a test or something like that, you may wake up from studying all night long, you may wake up and lose your sight. Those are somatic symptoms that manifest. But we were reading about antidepressants and things like that, and I actually just told one of my friends who takes some antidepressants, stop taking all that medicine because you take it every day, your body gets used to it, then you need more and more and more and more and more, and next thing you know it, you're either going to overdose or it's going to stop working and you're going to need something stronger that's going to have a worse side effect. So anybody out there that may watch this, if you're on that pre-workout thing, please stop taking it because
When you leave here, I want you to go look up some pre-workouts and their side effects. The side effects range from jitters,
oh my God, I'm
which
so
I told you
scared.
about, to uncontrollable bowel movements. I'm like, so I could be in a squat rack
And
and
just lose it.
just literally lose it in the squat rack. I can't come back in this gym no more.
You can't come back to life after that. You ain't going. There's no way you can regain life after
You
that,
squatting deep and
and just lose it right there on the floor.
ain't no recovery. Ain't nobody trying to hear.
And to know that something like for that to be listed as a side effect that happened to someone during that
Yes.
study, and if it happened to someone during the study, just imagine of how many people that are taking it now that has happened. Oh my gosh. See, I'm learning stuff, y'all. So,
And remember, I told you most people won't go to the doctor for regular checkups.
mm,
Had I been going to the doctor, I would have found out that my blood work was off, which means something was wrong with my kidneys, and they
earlier
would have been able
on.
to tell me earlier on. If you don't go to the doctor regularly, you may not catch it.
So it all goes back. Make sure that you're being checked on. If you notice anything irregular, and even if it's nothing irregular, make sure that you're going to get, you're supposed to get checkups, what, once a month?
Not necessarily like every quarter,
So four times a year.
3 to 4 times a year,
Okay.
depending on how physically active you are. The average person is not overly active. Once a year for a regular physical checkup or a full physical should be fine.
Okay. See,
But
so
if you have
there
any
you go.
questions or concerns, immediately call the doctor.
Exactly. Make sure anything that seems irregular, don't overreact about it. I was reading about that too, and some people
Don't freak
overreact
out, but
about
don't sit at
illnesses
home
and
and let
things.
it happen either.
Right. If you notice something irregular, go contact your doctor, just to check up, just in case, because you never know how some of those minor things could become huge. And next thing you know it, you're like Randy was in the hospital for a whole week because of something that you
I
didn't
was so
catch
mad
early on.
too.
Yeah, he don't like doctors and stuff. Like you can't
I
tell
missed
him what to do.
Christmas and New Year's Day.
Oh, see, yeah, see. And he already the type that you can't really tell him what to do.
At all.
That's one thing that we have in common. Don't tell me what to do. I do what I want to do. So I knew how he was feeling.
Them people kept coming in there sticking me with all types of
They had
needles
to
and
figure
stuff.
out
I was
what was
like,
wrong with you.
we figured it out night one. I told y'all what was wrong. Do not stick me anymore.
Had to figure out what was wrong with you. You told them what was wrong, but what caused it is what they were trying to find. So anyway, okay. So wow, that pre-workout thing has my mind reeling. I'm still trying to process
I
that.
want you to look it up when you leave here.
I'm going
And you're
to.
gonna be like,
I can't believe it.
and people really take it on a regular basis.
I'm pretty sure if people take, all the stuff they take to go out and all that craziness,
Why do people take all of that stuff?
you know, you know how me and you party. It
I'm
don't take
probably
all of it.
it's not gonna take all of that, and I might be hanging out on the wall anyway, watching people who took all of that, wondering if they know exactly what they're doing.
That takes me down, and I'm like, what are you on
Everything.
and why? But anyway, so what are some workout tips as a personal trainer? Give some workout tips, strategies. You know what? One thing, you made a post a while back that I actually haven't forgotten because this was a couple years ago before I started working out like I should, about stretching. So can you
Hated stretching.
explain stretching, static stretching, all of that? That's stuff that I learned in like those health classes, but no one really explained it to me. So explain stretching and the benefits of stretching before and after you work out.
Okay. Um, the difference between static stretching and dynamic stretching, the easiest way I can put it is static stretching is reach down, touch your toes, hold it for 20 seconds. Things like that, standing in place and stretching. Dynamic stretching would be things like karaoke and high knees, actual moving and firing the muscles to make them stretch. Dynamic is always better than static for pre-workout. Like when you're getting ready, when you're warming up, fire the muscles instead of just lengthening them. Especially if you're doing like sprint or heavy cardio, fire your muscles doing dynamics. That's your AB skips, your karaoke's, high knees, all of that, foot fires, all of that stuff. Do that before you work out. And then static stretching, which I still hate. I'm still getting. You say I made that post a year or so ago. I'm still getting used to static
He
stretching
really hated it, y'all.
because
Like,
it
for real.
really annoys me and it makes me exhausted. But that's better for afterwards. You have to stretch after you do a workout. If you do a decent workout, stretch. It won't stop the muscles from being sore, but it'll help them from being in pain. Which people have to understand the difference between soreness and pain. Like when I train certain people, especially some of my homegirls, you're trying to kill me. I'm in pain. You're not in pain. You're sore. There's a difference.
There's a difference, and I can explain that difference because this was before I really started talking to and dialoguing with Randy on a regular. Um, I went to the rec here at FAMU, went to the gym, and one of my good friends and I, we just did a full cardio day. Like we were just going cardio crazy. Treadmill, from the treadmill to the bike, from the bike, we was just working. Like it was a leg cardio day. And so I get home and we stretched before, we didn't stretch after. So, you trying to leave, and for those that go and work out, your legs already feel like noodles anyway. So, trying to make it to the car, and then I was walking across campus to get back to my dorm room. I wake up the next day, and
Lot.
that was the worst day ever, y'all. Trying to get out of bed
It's a lot.
was like, oh my gosh, and every step was agonizing. Like, every step hurt. And I know pain in the legs, but my God, like calf muscles, it seemed like every single muscle in my leg was hurting. And no matter if I thought about moving a muscle in my lower body, everything started hurting. So not being able to move your legs in every single motion that you make is more so the pain. Soreness, that's
Soreness
you got that
is
burn.
nagging, but you can get through it. It's fine.
But
Pain is, oh my God, what is going on with me? What happened?
I need Bengay and an ice bath, and Lord, just take my legs right now. Give them back to me once whatever's done. Like, just take them. Like, that's how I felt for real. Like, just take them. I don't even want them today. I don't want them. They hurt that bad.
So you know the stretch now.
Yes, I know the stretch now.
So dynamic stretches before,
And static stretches
static stretches
after.
immediately after. Like do a cool down, especially if you're doing heavy cardio, do a cool down, and then do some static stretching. And then before you go to bed that night, do a little bit more. It doesn't have to be a lot, but do a little more static stretching. And then when you get up in the morning, you should feel all right, but do a little bit more stretching because the first day after you do a heavy workout, you're gonna feel it, but it's that second day that's the killer. Like if anybody has done heavy legs, that first day you be like, oh gosh, oh gosh. The second day you be like, bring my wheelchair
Oh,
or
Jesus.
don't call me. I'm
Father
working from my
God.
bed today.
Yeah, like it wears down. Like, I usually run anywhere between 2 miles to 3 miles when I'm just like running from my apartment. And if I go to Cascades Park, I don't even keep track. I just go out there and run until I get tired. So, I know that burn that you feel in your lower body and in your legs. And to me, it really doesn't set in until the third day. And I guess because my job is like a physical labor job, so I'm always going, going, going. So it's not until the third day that I'm just like, oh my God.
I really did go ham.
Mind you, I'm still like, I still run like every day, but one day is more intense than the other day. So it's like that third day after running, going to work for like a full 8 hours and just moving, moving, moving. Then I'm just like, Jesus Christ, my legs just, I can't do this today.
That's another thing too. Like you said, some days you'll go heavy, some days you won't. People have to remember to alternate because there's no muscle group that you can continuously pound on
Right.
and it'll be okay. So you have to alternate. That's why if you look at most people who work out on a daily basis, they alternate chest day, back day, leg day, whatever day,
Yeah.
and you just keep rotating like that so the muscle group will get time to rest and recover.
Hmm.
Because when you're working out, especially lifting, you don't gain any muscle while you're actually doing it.
No.
The muscle gain is when you're recovering, when you're resting your muscle.
Mhm.
That's when it rebuilds from all the damage that you did when you were lifting. So
Right.
you have to alternate in order to see gains and in order to not hurt yourself.
That's true. That's true. And I think to kind of complement that, if I'm not mistaken, when you're working out, what you're doing is really tearing the muscles.
Pretty much you're stretching them and tearing them.
Right. And so that's where the repairs come in, and that's where the strengthening the gains come in from repairing all of the tears in your muscles. So you have to be careful because what you're doing is, in a way, controlled damage in order to see gains. But if you go too much, like they always tell you, don't lift anything that feels too heavy or something like that. That's because if you do, you can pull a muscle, and sometimes that doesn't come back or it does not recover. And if it does, your arm or your leg or wherever you pull that muscle is never the same ever again.
As
So,
any athlete that has ever had an injury, once it's done, it's done. You can get it repaired, you can do rehab, but once the injury happens, even if even if the body itself is back to 98%, your mind won't ever really recover from that. Like I hurt my foot and it's fine, but I still favor it because it's like, what if I do it again?
yeah, you
So
don't want.
you have to be extra careful with that. I think maybe they need to know that the basic definition of exercise is the motion of muscle around a joint. That's it. All this extra stuff, That's just for decoration. I've seen people do some strange stuff on Instagram and people be liking it. Oh, I'm gonna do this today. I'm gonna do this today. For what? I saw a guy doing he was doing push-ups on his wrist. I was like, that that joint is not designed to move like that. I don't know who certified him, but
And see, that's another thing. This is good you brought that up. Everything you see on the internet is not a healthy exercise.
the thing is, it builds muscle because any resistance builds muscle, but at what cost?
And you have to think about the cost. The way we look at, well, the way I look at it is if the joint is not built for that or that's not a natural motion of that joint, that's not the best exercise
Not
to
you.
do. It's not good. Some people can do it because their joints are used to that, because that's what they do. Some people, they may be double jointed, things like that. But you don't want to wear and tear on your joints trying to keep up with somebody else who may be this muscle bound Hulk. And it's like, oh, I want to get like him, so I'm going to do everything that he does.
And the reality is, he
No.
didn't do that to get like he is.
Yeah, he may be able to do it now because he's stronger than, his joints and his muscles are stronger due to working out a little bit longer. But as a beginner or somebody that's not up there in that weight class and, with that endurance and stuff like that, I wouldn't recommend that. All these workouts that you see, if it doesn't go along with the natural movements of that joint, I wouldn't recommend you do it. And I'm not even a professional.
Nobody would have respected this application.
See, there you go. See, that's professional advice. You might want to take it. This stuff
People
is for free.
pretend and do things for money, but I'm not gonna let you hurt yourself in my presence. The first thing that you learn in any certification should be do no harm. And if you're telling people to do all this, first of all, you're telling people to take all these supplements. You're not certified to do that. You're not a dietary nutritionist or anything of that nature. That's not your place to tell them that. I would never tell anybody to take a supplement. Two, if you know that this motion is risky and not really that very beneficial, why would you tell them to do that? All that push-up dancing and stuff, I'm not going to tell you to do that. I may do that for the fun in the privacy of my home. I won't even do that out in public because people know that I have a certification. So if they see me do it, and they may go try and do it and they get injured. Right. So it's not worth it. Anybody worth their certification is not going to risk your injury. Just a simple.
So be careful, you guys, of who you take workout advice from. This is a professional, so you're getting free advice today. So, yeah. But so another question that I had, aside from the stretching, well, actually, we kind of hit the process of working out. Well, not so much. So explain the proper process of working out, starting from like warm up to,
It's going to be really 3 basic segments, which is your warm up, which includes the dynamic stretching I told you about, and getting your heart rate up for whatever exercise that you're about to get into, just to get your heart rate up. So you may jog, you may do some wind sprints, light wind sprints, to get your heart rate up, depending on what your workout is going to be. And then there's the meat of your workout, the hardest part, really, of your workout. So you do all of that, get yourself through that, and then you have to cool down to bring your heart rate back down at a steady pace instead of rapidly. And then you do your static stretching afterwards, which for me, you already know is the hardest part because I hate it. By the time I get to that, I'm actually done and ready to go. Especially if it's been a good workout. If I was flipping tires or something, I don't want to stretch afterwards. I want to go home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
But
that's actually fun to me, though. He doesn't like flipping tires.
I love flipping tires. I don't like stretching afterwards.
Oh.
I just flip tires for 2 hours. I'm done. I don't stretched. Can we go home?
But then he'll be the first person to complain in the morning about this and that hurting and being sore and not having to move.
That's why I have other personal trainers and athletic trainers on my squad. Know that I'm a dummy, so don't do like me. Do not skip stretching.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Because we both know. He does it by choice. I did it on accident. So
I've done a lot better though. I've done a lot better.
But he's not one for the cool down. Which that was one of my problems too. That whole cool down thing. I was like,
it's like if you have a real workout, especially in this Florida heat, like it's 90 degrees, 98 degrees or something else.
And let's keep in mind that yes, we do live in Florida.
It's humid.
So that humidity and that heat out there in that sun,
By the time you finally push yourself to
you
work,
just
you're
like,
I'm
it's
going
time to
home.
go. It's time to go.
And then your trainer be like, we're not done.
Who not?
Sir, I paid you for an hour and a half.
You've
We're at
extended
an
your
hour
time.
and 45 minutes.
I'm ready to go.
Do your
Trying
pro
to tell
bono
them.
somewhere else.
Trying to tell them I'm ready to go. So yeah, so yeah. Also, but be mindful of the heat, the conditions in which you work out.
Hydration.
Hydration is very important.
Water. Lots of water. It doesn't have to be this kind of bottle, but water.
Yeah. Yeah. Water is very important.
Gatorade really ain't good for people. Gatorade, Power, all those energy drinks and sports drinks, you don't need those. Even athletes don't drink as much Gatorade as I see the normal person drink. Like I see people that don't work out on a regular basis drinking 2 and 3 Gatorades a day, talking about they need to stay hydrated. No, you're giving yourself high blood pressure, among other things, because there's a lot of sodium in sports drinks to help replenish the fluids that an athlete would normally lose from actual rigorous working out. The average person doesn't need that. And there was a time when Gatorade didn't even taste good, and then they started adding flavors. Now people think it's Kool-Aid. Like,
that's true, because when Gatorade did not taste good to me when it first hit the market. When did it hit? Like back in the 90s?
When it got big, it was early in the 90s.
I want to say I was like 5 or 6. It was probably like 95.
You telling your age?
Actually, that doesn't correlate anyway. That's another thing he knows. We don't like this. Well, he may tell his age. I don't believe in doing that.
Nobody knows how old he is.
Oh, well, see, no one likes them. We don't like people to know our age.
I just never tell them. They never ask. They automatically assume.
People ask me. People
like,
ask me, and I stick with the same age. So unless you really, really know me, you never really know. But somewhere in the 90s, I want to say.
When it really took off?
Yeah, it didn't taste good.
They started adding all those flavors around 2000.
Once it got, yeah.
They came out with all types of flavors, and people just went ham.
Yeah, and that's when it really kind of took off as this is a household drink.
But if you look at the back of it, the amount of sodium in there.
It's very high. It's very high.
Potassium, all of that stuff is just way too high for the average person. So water. I know people like, water doesn't taste good. Okay. I don't know what to tell you.
You know
add
what?
some ice to it. One of my homeboys, he does that Mio stuff, the little droplets.
Oh yeah.
I don't mind water. I actually like water, but
Me
he
too.
does a little Mio droplets or the Dasani droplets, and they add flavor to it, so you're still technically drinking water without all the sodium and added colors and flavorings, all that fake stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I actually had to break myself from water, and it was a prep for coming to college because I knew I'd be out here walking around, like going to and from class in the heat. For the majority of the year, Florida gets cold for probably 2, maybe 3 months at that, and the rest of the year,
it's consistent 2 or 3 months. It's like cold for 3 weeks, hot as hell.
Yeah, and then cold, and then some days kind of alternate. So
like, we can wear shorts today.
Yeah,
not tomorrow.
Yeah, so it doesn't work that way. And so up here and then on top of this, FAMU is a very hilly campus for those who have not been here. The campus is built on a hill.
Like this all day.
So you're,
just walk around like this all day.
and then you like this, and then you back like this. So it's stairs and all that stuff every freaking where. So walking to and from, my dorm room, my freshman year, I already knew I need to be hydrated. I need to drink water. So
what dorm did you stay in?
I stayed in Gibbs Hall, and then I stayed in Sampson Hall.
I stayed in Gibbs. I was in the dungeon. The first floor. The dungeon.
That's actually because when you come in Gibbs, it's on the 3rd floor. There's a 2nd floor, then the 1st floor. So that's what we always call the dungeon.
And then something happened. I don't know. My roommate did not get along, and then I was living on the 4th floor.
I know.
You don't know.
Because I know him. I know.
Those allegations have never been substantiated. At any rate, I used to walk around this campus hot all day long. But nobody drinks water. Everybody wants to drink. My cousin drinks sodas all day.
And see, that was me before. When I graduated high school, that was me. But from not even May, June. So I graduated in June. After my graduation on June 9th, I decided, let me start drinking water more, because it was like my grandma kept sodas in the house. We kept juice in the house. So it was always something with a flavor in it, something with sugar in it. I made myself stop drinking juice. I stopped drinking sodas. And every time that I wanted something to drink, I had like 3 or 4 bottles of water in my room already. So there was no need to go out of the room to get something. And so it took a while and a lot of willpower, especially with all that stuff in the house. But I got myself to where I actually like to drink water and I crave water more than anything. So now I have my gallon jug. I think it's probably like a gallon and a half. But I have this jug that I walk around with and I keep water in it. So whenever I get thirsty, it's ready. He has his water bottle right here. So,
And water
it's very
actually
important.
helps to regulate all the vitamins and minerals in your body, and it helps you to lose weight
Yes, it
very
does.
quickly. Like I forgot how fast it helps you to regulate your weight, but I lost 10 pounds in less than a month because I started drinking water again for real. For real.
So it's very important. It's very, very important. And that's something that should be stressed amongst all the other things. Diet is important, making sure that you do stretch and all that, but water is really like, it's the key. Water is the key.
It keeps your skin looking good. It keeps you looking
That's why
good.
people can't figure out
It
how
keeps
old
you
we
feeling good.
are.
I'm 21. We discussed this already.
Both of us
Again,
are.
and I'll be turning 21 again in October.
And I turn 21 next week. So,
Again?
yeah.
Works for me. As long as you keep drinking water, it doesn't matter. You can tell
It
people
sure
whatever you want.
doesn't. It sure doesn't. So, you'll never know. You never really know. But it's very important. Very important to drink your water. Drink your water. You know, Gatorade is good, but if you're like one of those Gatorade-aholics or all of that, um, be sure to, we might have a meeting to go to, y'all. But be sure to drink your water and drink your water. Try and cut down on the Gatorade, the Powerade. If you're like one of my coworkers, every day he comes in, we kind of bag on him about drinking an energy drink, and he drinks about 3 or 4 of them a day. Personally, an energy drink does nothing for me. I don't know about the rest of you all, but it's just not my forte. It's not my thing.
I hate the way that
So
made me feel.
it doesn't move me at
The
all.
last time I took one, first of all, I overdid it. I overdo everything. That's how I know what works and what does not work. But I was coming back to Tallahassee from Fort Lauderdale. I drank a Red Bull, and I forgot that I had taken this Gatorade thing. I guess they interacted together. I did not sleep for like 3 days. Not for real. Like I would force myself to nap for like 20 minutes at a time, and it'd be like whole time I'm tossing and turning. My heart was doing like this for a full 48 hours. I was like, nah, I'm good. Never again.
No, I'm
Never.
scared of
Never
the
again.
heart thing. Like, and I don't have a heart condition or anything like
Have a
that,
good one.
but I'm just scared of the heart thing. Like, my heart starts to beat fast or anything like that. I can't do it. I have to calm myself down, and that's scary. That's scary. Not to be able to regulate your heart. Absolutely not.
You can
So
full panic attack.
yeah, that will send me into a panic attack, like for real, y'all. So be careful about those energy drinks and stuff like that. Be certain that, when you do go into drinking one of those, you don't have a heart condition or something like that, because it might cause you to have one, a panic attack, a heart attack, something like that, irregular heartbeat, whatever. So be careful with those things. Um, I don't know if there's anything that I missed about wellness or working out that I want to ask you. I think that could be it, Randy,
Tell them
for the
regular
most part.
checkups. Talk to the doctor on a regular basis. Be careful what exercises they do and who they trust to get their
Mhm.
exercises from.
Right, right,
If it doesn't feel natural, don't do it.
right.
We told them about supplements of all kinds. If you're going to take supplements, because I know some of you are going to take supplements, it's a cheat code, and cheat codes are very fascinating. It makes life easier, supposedly, for people. If you're going to take supplements, talk to your physician before you take a supplement. Because I promise you, it'll save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of stress. 7 days in the hospital is hell. Especially when people tell you you can't even walk out of your room because you might die if you walk too much. So talk to your physician before you do that. And water. Water, 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 water. The planet is mostly water. Your body has so much water in it. If I run you out right now, I could probably wash a load of clothes. But most people don't drink water because it doesn't taste like anything.
That's true. True.
That's pretty much all I can think of. And if they have questions, I guess they can hit you up and you could direct them my way. They can follow me on social media, I guess.
Yeah, give them your social media or your
Instagram, Twitter is Sky or Rocky, SKYYORROCKY. That's all I can think of.
yeah. So yeah, if you have questions, of course you can direct them to me and I'll get them to Randy. And if you want to follow him on social media, I suggest that you do because he posts some great tips on Twitter, especially on Twitter, but Instagram as well. Definitely hit him up
Now,
on
late at
both.
night, I do my other job, so I work here. So sometimes people ask questions about sex life stuff, and I just be like, if you're not ready to see that, then just log out.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
mute me between the hours of about 10:30 p.m. to about 2 or 3 a.m.
that's true. Like he's very honest, very blunt. So, be careful what you ask him. I'll just put it like that. Be
I ain't
careful
got
what
no
you ask
filter.
him. He doesn't. He really doesn't. No filter, no chill. None of that this way. He's probably the reason why I'm no filter, no chill the way that I am. I like to blame him. But anyway, um,
I get blamed for a lot of stuff.
but anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the show. Again, if you have any questions, direct them to me and I'll be able to get them to Randy and I can answer them for you on the next show or I'll send them to you directly and, we'll get you going from there. So in the meantime and in between time, be safe with your workouts. If you haven't started, get started. It all starts somewhere. Rome wasn't built in a day, neither was the pyramid. So, get started somehow, some way. That first step is usually the hardest step, but it gets you going. Be sure to drink your water. Make sure you get your regular checkups. Stretch, dynamic stretches before, static stretches after. That's his least favorite part, but still, it's very important. And know yourself, know your body, know what's regular, know what's not regular, so that if you do go get a checkup or if something does happen, you are able to describe to your doctor what it is that's going on, give them some, insight, and always be honest. That's something else. Be honest when you go to the doctor about
Gosh,
everything.
any healthcare
Everything.
profession you go to,
Be
be
honest.
honest and forthright, because we're going to ask you certain questions. But then if we don't ask specific questions, then they don't give those answers that we need.
Right.
Like if I ask you a certain thing, you're going to tell me that answer, but you're not going to be like, no to that, but because I don't
Right.
be honest and forthright with your
Right.
position. He's going to ask you, is there any discoloration in your urine? No. Is there any change in the frequency of your urine? No. Okay. Then he moves on. Wait, doc, there was this one time where I was peeing and it felt a little more difficult, or I don't know, it smelled a little funny, and it may be something wrong. Maybe you ate too much. You ate a lot of asparagus.
Yeah.
Things like that.
So
Oh,
that's
another
something.
tip: do not be afraid to try different fruits and vegetables, because people get bored with the same old chicken and broccoli and rice every day.
Yes.
Try something different.
There's nothing wrong with that. I try about 4 or 5 different ways to cook salmon and stuff like that. Sometimes in a week. I'm big on fish. Salmon is my favorite fish aside from grouper. So, I'm big on the fish thing. Be careful, especially with the fish thing. I see a lot of people are into that tilapia thing.
Farm raised fish.
Yeah. Anything that comes cheap and more than likely you can find in a quantity in Walmart, even Winn-Dixie, things like that. If you can find it in a large quantity for a cheap price, more than likely it's not good for you. I suggest that you go to a meat market or a fish market or something like that. Find a local fisher or something like that, or go fishing on your own to go and get quality seafood because, like he said, it's very important to know what it is that you're putting in your body. And if you're putting in farm raised hormones, all that other crap, it's not going to come out right. It's not going to come out right. And those hormones can have an effect on you and your body chemistry anyway. So be careful of that. But again, I'm stressing the honesty thing. The honesty policy is the best policy because they don't, your physicians don't know what it is that you're doing in your personal life. And if you're going to them to be sure that you're improving your longevity on this earth, if that's what you want to do, then you need to be completely honest with them about everything that you're doing. We all know that the HIPAA laws and all those different laws keep your everything confidential. So you don't have to worry about them running around talking to their coworkers about you and all that other stuff. And just, putting it on you if it's anything that you're ashamed of doing or ashamed of telling someone, don't do
We've
it.
heard it all before.
And I'm
Time
more
and
than
time
certain,
and time again.
I'm more than certain he can't tell you, but I know that he's heard some things about some of the things that people do when they
It
come
is
in
like,
for counseling and all that other stuff. So,
and they be so embarrassed. You like, you know, I've heard way wilder.
and you know, some of them may have done worse. You never know. So, but at the end of the day, you're there about you, your health, and your wellness and your longevity. So be honest about everything that it is they're asking you. Let them know even if they don't ask you, tell them, well, this is what it is. You know, this is what happened, or well, blah, 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 so that they can help you and give all of the advice and all the treatment that you may need for anything that may be wrong. I think we covered everything. So yeah, with all of that, get your workout on, be safe, be healthy, you know, improve your wellness. It is still Mental Health Month until May 31st, which is my birthday. So, you know, make sure that you're practicing good tips and good practices for mental health. And I will see you all next week. Thank you so much, Randy,
No
for
problem.
this opportunity. And might have him back on the show to answer some questions or, you know, cover some tips or something else like that. So just look out for that. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all next week.